You ready?
This Canadian couple moved from Montreal to Hong Kong 10 years ago, but lately they've been feeling homesick.
We're a bit worried, that's for sure.
Worried, they say, about Beijing tightening its grip on the semi-autonomous city, and those tensions are boiling over.
What we are seeing is a deterioration of just basic rights that we had enjoyed when we were living in Canada, and then we would expect to have that same kind of basic rights in Hong Kong.
The couple took that message to the streets, adding their voices to around 2 million others, protesting a now suspended government proposal that would have allowed Hong Kong residents facing charges, including foreigners, to be extradited to mainland China, which has a conviction rate of 99%.
As a Hong Konger and Canadian, we value democracy. Democracy is us, and we are the people, and people are the boss of the government.
Toronto native Ian Chui was one of a number of Canucks in the crowd. Hong Kong is home to 300,000 Canadians, the largest number in any city outside of Canada. And one of them is leading the charge for change.
Well, really, I think this is a very global issue that we are facing.
Denise Ho grew up in Montreal and is now a household name in Hong Kong. The Cantonese pop music star is also a prominent activist. She recently addressed the United Nations, calling for China to be removed from the body's Human Rights Council. And she's now calling on her home and native land to stand on guard for Hong Kong.
There is not enough pressure from whether it's the Canadian government or even the British. We are this global community, and if countries came together to deal with the situation, then I think there are things that can be done.
This was one of the largest gatherings in over 2 months of protests, a strong show of support for a movement that appeared to be on the verge of defeat after last week's protest at the city airport turned violent. They defied torrential rain and ominous threats from Beijing. More than 100 Chinese military vehicles are now massed along the border, and a top military commander warned they could be here in 10 minutes. For that reason, many covered their faces and refused to talk with reporters.
I think the message is clear.
Those who did speak out included Canadian Jean-Christophe Clément, worrying his family back home in Canada.
I think there's got to be a time where they say, okay, that went too far, and for our own security, we must leave the country now.
But Clément is unwavering in his support for his second home.
They must be supported. They must be helped in keeping the life that they've been having up to now.
And this city is also breathing a sigh of relief after this day ended peacefully. Many were desperately hoping to avoid a repeat of the violence that we saw last week. And in the end, this protest was both peaceful and methodical.